very special guest today. She's the queen of Ring the Bell, a multi-time champion, and Texas's own, the Sriracha Muchacha Paloma Starr.
Yay! Awesome. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming to help me with my assignment and talking to the kids of Texas State. So,
Shout out
yay.
Texas.
Yes. So, very first question, very broad. Who is Paloma Starr?
That's a great question. It's a great question to start off with. Paloma Starr is the Sriracha Muchacha. I'm just a spicy, fiery Latina bringing in the heat in and outside of the ring. I love to go hard. I love to go fast. I love to kind of bring what I am outside of the ring, inside of the ring, and turn that up times 10. And definitely never give up. I definitely have a huge chip on my shoulder for sure. So I think that really helps me out, kind of bringing that personality and that spice into the ring for sure.
Spice, very, very spicy. And
Definitely.
you're also a co-host of Ring the Bell. So tell us about Ring the Bell and your favorite moment and your least favorite moment.
Oh man. So yeah, it's definitely Ring the Bell is a ring as a YouTube channel that's main focus is women's wrestling. I mean, there's so many channels, there's so many media outlets that focuses in wrestling, especially in men wrestling, but there's definitely has been a big gap in coverage of women specifically. And now in the whole new years in the new women's revolution, women's wrestling has definitely been at the forefront of wrestling, which is awesome, being kind of like leading the way and being one of the only few channels that only cover women's wrestling. It's definitely needed because the women have not always had the platform to be able to express themselves in wrestling. And we just want to do our own little part, the own little slice of the wrestling world to bring that to the forefront, bring more eyes, bring more recognition to the hardworking women of wrestling because it is still a male dominated sport, even though the women right now are doing so well. We just want to bring more eyes, more light to what they're doing as their male counterparts because as a fellow woman wrestler myself, I always want to be good. I don't want to be just, oh, you're good for a girl, or that was a good match for a women's match. No, I just want to be good in general, regardless of gender, regardless of anything. I just want to be good. Um, oh man, trying to narrow down what my favorite parts and worst parts of Ring the Bell, that's kind of hard. Probably one of my favorite parts of Ring the Bell was actually getting to wrestle my fellow co-host Joey
Oh,
Mayberry.
yeah, that was iconic.
Definitely super fun. I mean, we built up a whole like little mini storyline on the channel itself to kind of have a big blow off with the me versus Joey, and then Cody Jones gets jumped into the mix because of course he does. So that
Mhm.
was really fun, and not only being able to build up that storyline, but having DS, who was really the director and the whole creator of Ring the Bell, shoot that match so well and edit it so good. Kind of like you get to see everything that we worked for, and then to see like the final product of it is really cool to see that. So and it's not just one moment, it's kind of like a build up to that moment was really cool. And my least favorite moment of Ring the Bell, oh man, probably when we figured out that we couldn't film in person anymore because of the
Mm.
whole pandemic. I mean, we had a shelter in place order in Chicago. Obviously, we wanted it to be as safe as possible, and thankfully we did. We were able to figure out different ways to still film, obviously out virtually. But I think it kind of I miss being able to hang out and just talk wrestling in person. I think it loses a little bit of the spark, just a little bit. I mean, we try to bring it as much as we can virtually, but it's just a whole different vibe being able to sit next to each other, just bounce ideas off of each other and commentate about what's going on in wrestling. But the good thing is, since we have been able to do it virtually, we're able to get a whole bunch of different guests from all over the world too. So that kind of makes up for it. But I do kind of miss hanging out with the whole Ring the Bell crew in person.
That's so cool. I was thinking about this yesterday because there has been I feel like Ring the Bell like a year ago today is like completely different. Like I forgot like oh y'all used to be with each other. Y'all used to
Right?
do all this
Weird.
stuff.
Yeah. I know, and it's
Very
great
cool.
because me, Joey, and DS all live in the same city, and we still don't hardly ever see each other in person. So hopefully, now that everybody's getting more vaccinated and things are started to kind of be more normalish, hopefully we'll be back to filming in person soon.
Yes, I'll be very excited when that happens again. All right. So for the final part, I'm going to give you a list. I'm going to tell you a superstar, and you're going to give me one word about what you think about them. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm super excited about this. I don't know what's coming my way, but I'll just say whatever
Okay.
I
It'll be
want.
very quick. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. First, Charlotte,
Queen.
Sasha Banks,
Boss.
Becky Lynch,
The man.
Bailey,
Hugger.
Bianca Belair.
EST. I'm just like saying what they're giving her.
It's okay. Alexa.
Ooh, evil.
Eve. Oh, that's good. Lily.
What did you say?
Lily, her friend now.
Oh, I'm like, who? I totally forgot her name was Lily. Creepy.
Oh, that's a good one. Mandy and Dana. We're gonna do tag teams next.
Most so sexy friends.
Yeah.
More than one word, but I said it really fast.
Lana and Naomi.
Dancers.
Okay, good. Riot Squad.
Sad.
Oh, I feel that. Naya and Shayna.
Potential.
Okay,
Potential.
next. DS.
Oh, that doesn't count as my word, but I said yes. I'm like, genius.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, Joey Mayberry.
Dad bod. Demi. That's a lot of words, but they cannot just say one word to describe Joey.
Moxie Mollie.
Shiro.
All right. Last but not least, Jazz.
Does that count as a word? A big sigh.
Love.
Phenom.
Oh, really good.
And
really
my dream opponent. Oh my gosh, come on.
I know. I want that to happen so bad because I know
Me
how eager
too.
you want it, and having a dream match like that, I couldn't imagine because I'm not a wrestler, but having someone you want to fight every day, that's really cool.
Totally. I know she's so tired of probably seeing my name pop up on questions, but hopefully that just means we're manifesting it to make it happen. And hopefully I get my dream match versus Jazz. I'd probably cry, but it'll be so fun and be an honor to be across the ring of such a legend that really paved the way for women's wrestling. I mean, she was definitely way ahead of her time. And I'm sure seeing the women succeed, how the level they are now, is probably really cool to see that from her perspective. But also I can't help but think she's like, oh, imagine if I was only wrestling now, because I think that about her, because she was definitely ahead of her time. But if it wasn't for women like that, there wouldn't have been a pathway for women like me and so many others to do what we do now. So thanks, Jazz.
Definitely, no problem. Okay, so thank you for this very quick interview. So if you want to leave the people watching with like a little thing to say, or where can we find you as well?
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for having me on. This was so fun. Even though it was quick, it was still super fun and I think informative too. You can find me at Paloma Starr with 2 R's on Instagram and Twitter, and check out the Ring the Belle's YouTube channel so to keep up with all things women's wrestling.